It's me again. It's me again. Happy Sabbath. Yeah, I'm actually doing online worship and reading at the same time. We used to do multitasking, but you know, we have our ministry to continue. So, the most powerful thing you can do about your enemies. Do you have enemies, my dear friends? Mm, for Christians, we don't have enemies, right? But people are, you know, creating an environment or a situation where they are not aligned with your beliefs or your principles. So they're not your enemies, but you don't jive with what they do. Probably they have vices, or they do things in excess, they don't take care of their obligation, their families, those things. So let's see. But eventually you will have enemies, maybe. They're the people who give you bad vibes, who are toxic, who abuse you in yourself. You forgive them, they're not your enemies, but to them, you are like an obstacle because they want to use you. If you don't want to be used, then it's a problem for them. So what are you gonna do with this type of people? Some of us know what it feels when someone lies about you. There you go. It's not you himself, but it's the situation you're in. So some of us knows how it feels like when someone lies about you, especially like that person is someone you love or you like, and you know that they are telling a lie, but in your face, they pretend that it's not a lie. Oh, that's the most worst thing you could see. Like, for example, you saw a person steal your pen, your watch, you saw them with your eyes, and now you want to be as Christian as possible. And you ask them, have you found my watch? You're not accusing, but you know they took it. And they will say, no, I don't know. Probably it's just there, it's not lost. They lie at your face, and that's so difficult to absorb. Takes advantage of you. Wow, I haven't read it, but my introduction was the same. Or goes out their way to make your life difficult. And oh, do you want to respond? That feeling is human, and God knows it. Retaliate. I wish I would control my emotions too. Like when I'm driving, because I drive based on the speed limit and a little slower. And when I curve, I make sure that, I don't hit anybody. But there's this motorcycle riders who just cuts you off. They don't know how to overtake. When you overtake a vehicle, always make sure you are a few meters away before you go back to the lane. And it doesn't cause any accident, but they just go straight. So I wish sometimes I say, Bobo, ang bobo nito, di marunong mag-drive because, I don't want to hit anybody or get into an accident because these drivers don't know basic driving ethics. But the problem, let's continue, with handling it yourself is that God already told you He would handle it. Don't be stubborn. When people harm you, leave it to God. Pray. I know it's difficult. Me, I'm already 50-50% of this. So maybe before work comes in, I'll be 100%. I'll be perfect in God's name. Like even if people harm me, I'll just let God deal with them. That's so exciting. Uh, you know, that's a good thing to do. So when you step in, you essentially tell him, I don't trust you. Then, yeah, when you know that God is all powerful, all knowing, you have to show that you really trust him through your actions. David knew this feeling well. He had enemies who lied about and tormented him without cause and tried to destroy him. He was tired of it. By every human measure, he had the right to retaliate. But instead of taking matters into his own hands, David went to God and told him everything. In Psalm 119, David pours out his heart to God, all his pain, frustration, and exactly what he wanted God to do about the people making his life miserable. David told God the truth and all of it, and that is the lesson. It says here in Romans 12:19, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay," God said. So when people who mean you no good become too much to bear, you don't have to pretend. You just have to go to God. Not use Him as a weapon you wave in the faces of people who hurt you, but a crawl to Him in pain. In your pain, lay it all down and trust that He will do what He promised. Your enemies are not your problem to solve. They never were. God already has a plan, and He doesn't need your help executing it. Let God execute it. This is about retaliation. Sometimes it takes really time to develop a good relationship with God for your emotions to be controlled. It's true. Every year, I think I'm improving every year, but not completely. Because sometimes I get angry. But at home, I improve. Yeah. I usually get angry here in the house because I'm the head, the father. But now, I think I gain almost 90%. That's exciting. So when my child are stubborn, I don't shout anymore or, spank them hard. No, not anymore. That's zero. And whenever my kids commit mistake, I now know how to understand. Thank you, Lord. Before I really disciplined them so hard, but now not anymore. So I'm winning. I'm winning. Thank you, Lord. And my wife too. Well, yeah, right now I'm so quiet. I think I'm 99% improve at home. Outside, I don't know. I haven't been tested yet. But while driving, I was tested. So I still call people bobo nyo, but not in their face. Like I'm inside the car and say, I'm bobo na, bobo nito. Because they want me to be in an accident because they drive carelessly. So if I can remove it and say, Lord, thank you, Lord, I'm safe. So I'm still 50-50, I'm not perfect outside. So, yeah. Is there a situation, a person you need to hand over to God? That's me, of course. Now let's go to Psalm 119. Let's check David's, cry. Or 109. Okay, let's go. Mm, Psalms 109. Okay, show more. Okay. Oh no, I need the verse itself. Wait. Here. No, not number 109. I said Psalms. There you go. Sorry. My God, whom I praise, do not remain silent, for the people are wicked and deceitful. Where is that? Have opened their mouths against me. Wow. They have spoken against me with lying tongues. Wow, that's painful. With words of hatred, they surround me. They attack me without cause. That this happens to you. Imagine the king himself experienced this. Wow. It's such painful. They attack me without cause. In return for my friendship, they accuse me. Imagine. But I am a man of prayer. Let's be a man of prayer. They repay me evil for good and hatred for my friendship. Wow. That's tough, right? Appoint someone evil to oppose my enemy. For an accuser stand at his right hand. When he is tried, let him be found guilty. May his prayers condemn him. May his days be a few. May another take his place of leadership. So David is asking God to punish these people. Even to the children, may his children be fatherless and his wife a widow. May his children be wandering beggars. Wow, this is really, may no one extend kindness to them. Wow. May his descendants be cut off. Wow, David is so angry here. It's like saying those people who hated me, curse you and your children. Wow, this is, may their sins always remain before the Lord. May he not, he's even asking God not to forgive them. We never thought of doing a kindness, but hounded to death the poor and needed and be brokenhearted. He loved to pronounce a curse, may it come back to him. So he's trying to reverse everything. But you, sir, will help me for your name's sake, out of the goodness of your love. Deliver me. Finally, after he's speaking out his heart, that's anger, right? Imagine all the negativity he thrown out of his enemies. And that's from where's that? Verse 6 until verse 20. Wow, that's definite angry person. Like, tut, 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 tut. May harm be against it. Remember, are we sometimes like that? Like when somebody hurt us and you go to hell, you be punished. But the worst part is he even included the families. Your children will be harmed. Wow, David must be so angry here. That's scary. And it says here, but you, sovereign Lord, help me. Deliver me. There you go. Finally, David realized that these things he said, bad things he said, those are bad things, my dear friends. As Christians, we can say that out of anger, but we don't say that because we want to do bad things. Sometimes we say things that are not appropriate because we were hurt. It's different from saying things intentionally and planned to harm. That's different. But on the 21st verse, but you, sovereign Lord, help me for your name's sake. After the goodness of your heart, deliver me. So now David recognized his weakness. He's human. He asked God's help. And let them know that it is in your hand, that you, Lord, have done it. While they curse, may you bless. There you go. May those who attack me be put to shame. Again, he was angry. But may your servant rejoice. So, there you have it. He went through a lot of pain. Imagine this is one part of David we did not know. He has this weak heart and tends to say something not good. And this also reflects who we are. So don't forget the verse that says here, sorry, stop saying those words. Just leave it to God. It says in Romans 12:19, it is mine to avenge, I will repay. God bless, my dear friends, and you do have a wonderful evening, morning. Okay, we're done. Where's the stop button? Okay, there.